We really appreciate all your patience and understanding as we continue to make our events accessible to all.
We also wanted to do a Lang acknowledgement before we begin. So even though we may not all be on the Stanford campus right now, we wanted to acknowledge that Stanford sits on the unceded and ancestral lands of the Muwekmi Ohlone tribe. This land continues to be of great importance to the Ohlone people, and it's important to recognize and honor their connection to this region.
So welcome everyone to the Women's Community Center Meet and Greet for Family Weekend. During this event, you will learn more about the opportunities and resources the WCC provides for Stanford students. And later, Isa and I will spend some time talking about our experiences with the center and just give you a little more insight into what students can truly gain from their time here. So my name is Claudia. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a sophomore majoring in sociology. And this year, I am the new student orientation and co-community coordinator for the Women's Community Center.
And my name is Isa. I use they, them pronouns, and I am a sophomore majoring in international relations, and I am the sibling family co-coordinator, and along with Claudia for the Women's Community Center. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen now.
Okay. So the Women's Community Center is one of the 7 departments within the Centers for Equity, Community, and Leadership. The WCC seeks to engage with students on issues of gender, equity, identity, and justice. So we know that many of you may not have visited Stanford's campus before, or maybe it's just been a while, but we really wanted to just give you a picture of what the physical space looks like. And this is coming up on our 30th anniversary in the fire truck house, as you can see. And so we do just greatly appreciate it, and just wanted to give you just a view of what it looks like.
Just to introduce the WCC Directors, staff, and interns. So we have 3 directors who are joining us here today, and 13 student staff members, including 2 graduate students and 12 student interns. And the picture here is in our first staff meeting, our picture together. Cool. So now we're going to talk about the programs we have. And we want to spend some time going through what makes the WCC what it is. And that is all the program areas that we have to serve various student needs. So we want to begin with our program area, which is community engagement. Here we have 3 flyers of events that we've done. One of them is journaling community, which we did last quarter, right before elections, actually. And it was a great event where we guided students through a journaling session with prompts that we gave them. They kind of guided them through thinking over what was causing them stress, and what they wanted to let go of, as it was a very stressful moment, both in terms of school, it was later in the quarter, and also in the world, and helping them center themselves in that way in a community space. There's also a flyer for the SIPFAM program, which is the program I'm in charge of, and it's a new program this year. And what we've done is matched upperclassmen with frosh or even sophomores that have similar interests or passions or majors. And through events where everybody can participate, yesterday we had a game night, or when they meet by themselves, they get to meet upperclassmen or younger kids and have kind of a mentorship there, but also just, especially over Zoom, it's a way we've offered for, getting to meet new people and develop new friendships. And we also have the winter community lunch. Community lunch is our events that we've done since before the pandemic. And we had the first one over Zoom this quarter, and the flyer is there for that. And it's a great time to it's very chill. It's just eat food and talk with peers, and it's a really beautiful space. And in general, our purpose with the community engagement program is to facilitate community engagement with various social events. We welcome new faces in the WCC each year with our new student orientation, and work to facilitate chosen family bonds also with the SIP fam is a big part of that community engagement as well. Next, we have the Women in STEM. And the Women in STEM program at the WCC supports and helps build the emerging network of women and gender marginalized STEM students, programs and student groups on campus. In addition, we hope to provide relevant resources and material and programming for all Stanford students interested in pursuing STEM-related major and/or career. Here we have a flyer for the Women in STEM mentoring program, which matches a undergrad with a graduate student in STEM. This program is really helpful to both for guidance in terms of what classes to take and what professors are good and how to manage or when students are torn between majors, but it's also great just for emotional support, as majors can be all those decisions relating to career can be very stressful. And another event example here is Women in STEM Spring Symposium, which is very exciting.
So next we have Health and Wellness. This program supports and encourages student health and well-being, both mentally and physically. And this program hosts events such as yoga for gender and marginalized students of color, and workshops that focus on identity, belonging, and inclusion. And I actually went to yoga for Black gender marginalized folks this afternoon. And that was just a really great time to be in community, really center myself after a really long week. And so this is just a great program to just facilitate students in a different way and build community that's really focusing on just their well-being. And next we have Pathways. And this program area serves as an avenue through which students are able to explore the creative possibilities in shaping their academic experiences while at Stanford, as well as their professional pathways post-Stanford. And so this holds workshops such as summer fellowships, workshops curating a LinkedIn profile, and building on networking skills. The program also connects students with professional support here at Stanford for career advising and resume help. And they also hold mentorship dinners for different fields, such as the arts and writing.
Great. So just to give an overview of other programs we offer, because we're limited on time, there's the WVSO and Leadership. WVSO stands for Women's Voluntary Student Organizations, such as the Black Gender Marginalized Collective, or SWIP, which is Stanford Women in Politics, or SWIM, Stanford Women in Medicine. There's a lot of those. Women's Coalition, Cap and Gown, and others like that. There's a Feminist Discussion program at the which serves to create spaces of identity exploration through intellectual discussion based in topics related to social justice, racial equity, gender equity, among others. And Feminist Narratives, which do podcasts and zine, which serve as a medium to share the art, work, and voices of gender marginalized people through these forms of art.
We also have a graduate student program, which all of our events are open to all students, but the graduate student program really just curates to those who are PhD, law, or in the medical school, and just kind of center their program around them. We also have the intern program, which is just one of the ways that students can engage with the WCC. There's the Gender Equity and Justice Summit, and then we have communication and social media. And those are just ways to stay connected to students and everyone else in our community as well. And so next, we just kind of wanted to highlight some amazing speakers that the WCC, as well as some student staff here, have brought over the years. These have been some of my favorite memories from the center because it's so lovely to see the space so full of just different people and these speakers. And so these events are just great ways for students to learn from such accomplished people while also being exposed to topics that they might not cover in their courses or just have little exposure to beforehand.
Great. And yeah, we hope to stay connected through these our online platforms. So we have the main WCC website, the link here. Claudia is sending it in the chat as well. The online site with the Weebly has a lot more information with programs and our bios, and those are our handles for our social media as well.
Now that we've given a general overview of the WCC, Isa and I just wanted to spend some time and talk to you about our experiences with the center and just give you a sense of all that students can really gain from here and why it's been so special for us to continue as student staff. So I can start off, but coming into Stanford, I was really excited by all of the different community centers that we have. I think it's something different. Like unlike other schools where you might just have one big center, we had like very different ones. And so I really appreciated that fact and don't think I ever expected to be so involved with the WCC. But I remember walking into the space and seeing a flyer for the intern program. And so I decided to apply. I got involved and thank you to the directors for accepting me. And I really just fell in love with the department or the program that I was put into. I was in feminist discussions and it was really great to be there and just engage with students on a really intimate level and having discussions on topics that I never thought I would really be able to talk about just so casually on the WCC couches with people that I've never met before. And so that was really great. And I think just building such a good relationship with not only my staff member, but the directors and the other interns just gave me such a great sense of community. And I knew that I really wanted to return as a staff member. And so this year I am a community coordinator and I also had the opportunity to work for like NSO and really just build programming for students. And so I probably engaged with some of your children over the summer, but it was really nice to be in that role and just make sure that when they entered, they kind of felt all the love and warmth that I've felt through the WCC. And especially it's hard being virtual and having different, being in different time zones, not being on campus, maybe being on campus. But I think being in this role has really let me provide an opportunity for students to get to know each other and just like build community that I found so important my freshman year. And so also like having the journaling event and the community lunches has really just been great because it's really allowed students to be vulnerable with each other, build connections. Like sometimes they're really engaged in the chat or even just like the check-in questions that we have. I love to hear what other students have to say. And so that's been a really great experience. And I don't think that my time here at Stanford would have been the same without being involved in the WCC. I think all the meetings that I have with my staff members, seeing them every single day is really just one of the best parts of being here. And I just really hope that anyone that you know at Stanford, whether it's just a family member, has really had the same experience with the WCC as I have, because it's really just a special place.
I agree completely. For me, during Admit Weekend, before I had even started, I walked into the WCC and was completely in love with it from that moment. I thought it was such a warm and welcoming space, and the physical space is amazing. But I think during the pandemic, I've seen that loving and welcoming space it's really the people. But I remember in that moment when I was not even a student yet, I was during Admit Weekend, I was like, I want to work at the WCC. And when I started as a frosh, I was so excited to apply to the intern program. And I really enjoyed it, not just because of the friends I made and because of how much I learned from things like how programming works and how to plan an event, but also just the conversations that I heard being in the space. A lot of the events really were important to me. One of the ones we highlighted in the health and wellness one of the identity gatekeeping. I remember that the discussion I heard during that event like really stuck with me. I still think about it. And it was really, it's a space where I've grown a lot as a person. And I was so happy to be able to become a staff member as a community engagement coordinator and a sibling family coordinator, because I've also learned so much, but also have been so grateful to work with the amazing staff and directors. And I'm always grateful for how much they support me personally and also just in planning events. Yeah, I really think I wouldn't be the person I am without the Women's Center. And especially during the pandemic, I think it was definitely the biggest source of support I've had is being part of this community. And I know that even if I wasn't part of staff, I would be because of the events. There's really a special energy that a lot of the Women's Center events have. Game nights or the community lunch we had, I remember we were talking after about how light it felt and how it didn't feel like the burden of being on Zoom another hour, but just a really natural conversation and just laughing a lot. So yeah, the Women's Center has been really important to me, and I would recommend anyone to go in there or participate in events while we're not physically at Stanford. Yeah. And with that, thank you all for listening. And we left the last 5 minutes just for questions, any questions you might have.
If not, it was really great to host this space for you all. We hope that you've learned more about the WCC and just kind of had a grasp on like what we do and why we love to, engage with students and just why the work we do is important here. But we really thank you for attending this community meet and greet. And yeah, if you have any questions, like please feel free to ask. But if not, we really thank you for joining us tonight.
I also just want to say great job to both of you so much. This was so awesome.
I was going to say the exact same thing, Deja. I'm Faith Kasmi. I'm the director of the WCC. Deja is also one of the directors. And we're just so proud of Isa and Claudia for doing this important work. And as you can see, they're amazing and they get to serve the Stanford community in this way. And it's a gift not only to the WCC, but also to Stanford for the work you're both doing. So thank you so much.